All right, I welcome you all one more time to uh, today's session on this financial series, and I believe that the Lord God will give us thorough understanding of His Word, and then we are going to understand real biblical finances as God is help us. So, for this time being, don't forget that we are on the issue of debt. Issue of debt, and last week we talked about the concept of debt, how the borrower becomes the slave, the servant of the lender, and we talked about how people have put their lives on uh, the model. They have put their life under the yoke of slavery and poverty because they have chosen debt as a lifestyle they want to be living all their lives. And we talked about 6 things that lead many people into debt. We talked about from a recap now, if my memory serves me right, we talked about peer pressure, where people want to live above their means. They want to live to impress people. They want to live to meet certain lifestyle, society lifestyle, and all of that. Also, we talked about improper financial plans, that some people are earning well, but because they don't have a proper financial plan, they begin to spend and spend according to their pocket, according to their need, not according to their pocket. So, and also we talk about people that are mismanaging funds, people who spend without minding what they earn, people who spend anyhow, who spend sporadically, and then when the money stops flowing in, they have to borrow to continue you know, their rubbish lifestyle of spending extravagantly that they could not sustain. And also, we talked about demonic corporations, whereby I mentioned very clear, profound statement that uh, Satan can touch a man's finances in one way or the other to make them financially unstable for whatever reason that Satan knows better, because people are not aware of this, that Satan can touch some people's finances and make them financially unstable. So I make that point very clear the last video. And also we talked about uh what they call it, people who spend to satisfy their flesh, their ego, their their uh proud desires. They are not spending for themselves. They only spend to please others. They only spend so that people will know that they too they are there, not because they spend for themselves. There are people like that, and the end of those spending always end in debt, because the vacuum of where you're supposed to spend for yourself will be left behind, and you have to fill it. So, and if there is no money to to fill up that space, you have to live or borrow to fill up that space, and that's how people enter debt. And also, we talked about the issues of greed, and I remember I mentioned earlier that people can be greedy. Yes, people can be greedy. People can want to fuel their lustful desires. They want to run to meet up with the standards that is above their pocket. They want to live in they want to live a lifestyle that their pocket cannot finance. So, and then that greediness, that lustful desire is what will make them run into debt. Some people who will go as far as borrowing phone, borrowing gadget, borrowing clothes, borrowing cars, just to go and live a fake life. It's all called greediness. You don't need it. And these are why people are entering the chain of debt. And today we are going to practically talk about how to avoid debt. And I want to us to listen attentively on this matter. How to avoid debt. How to avoid debt. Our last video I told us how people enter debt. But now I'm telling you how to first avoid it. Maybe next video I will tell us how to come out of debt for people. So for people who are not who are already inside debt. But if you are not yet entered debt, this video is for you to let you know how to avoid debt. You must know how to avoid debt. So to avoid debt or living under a perpetual life of debt, the first thing to do is to reduce your spending. And also, there are things you must not spend on. Let me make this thing clear. It is not just a financial principle. If you want to live or want to avoid debt, the first thing you must conscious of doing is to learn how to reduce your spending. You see, these are laws that God Himself taught me on finances. God says, I can't bless you if you don't know how to first cultivate all the expenses. God is not spending me, is not stopping me from spending. He only stopped me from unnecessary spending. There is spending, there are unnecessary spending. And you have to know the thin line between the two. And if you are not a meticulous financial person, you will not know, you will not even know the difference between the two, because everything you look at, though they are needful for you, but they are unnecessary. So the first one of the things you must first do as a rule of thumb before I begin to lay out those principles out is that you must learn how to reduce your spending. I last time my previous video I talked about the Pareto rule. No, I talk about the Parkinson law. What is Parkinson law? Parkinson law says that, I will paraphrase this, it said that people begin to live to meet up with what they are earning. Instead of them, the people begin to meet up what they are earning, and when they have increased income, they begin to increase their lifestyle to meet the income they are earning. What does that mean? It means that when a man is when a man is earning 100,000, you know that that person, everything that person will be doing will be around the 100,000. Your rent, your feeding, your clothes, your data subscription, your credits, everything will be around the 100,000. Now, the moment they increase that person's salary to 1,000, or let's say 200,000, or the person have increase in income to 200,000, Pareto rule says that the person will now increase their lifestyle to meet up with that new level of income, which is wrong. So what Parkinson law provides is that you must understand that when you have increase in income, don't increase your lifestyle to meet your income. Maintain that level of lifestyle, while the remaining extra money you are earning goes to your savings and investment plan. But no, the way people have increase in income, they will change their apartments, they will change their wardrobe, they will change everything to make sure that their money is matched up with what they are earning. It's called Parkinson law. And if you are living like that, you are not, debt is inevitable for you. And I found people like that, they are earning, let's say, 300,000, they are living in a house of 500,000. Before you know it, the means their any enter 500,000, they find the house of 1 million. They want to make sure that at least they want to raise the standard up, instead of you to maintain the standard you have and use that money for investment and savings, and then later on in the future, as the money increases, you begin to increase your lifestyle gradually, not immediately, not pumping effects that people do. Because what people do mostly is pump effects. They just enter into, the money increases, they begin to spend like as though the money will never finish. So Parkinson law states that when you have money and you are maintaining your charge, when the money begin to increase, don't begin to increase your lifestyle to match the money. Maintain that lifestyle as though you are earning 100,000. You know that what you are earning is 200,000, but make sure that the initial one you are earning was 100,000, and make sure that lifestyle is around below that means. and make cause you imbibe delayed gratification, then later you need to increase your lifestyle gradually. Don't immediately meet it up with what you are earning, or else you're not able. So what it means to reduce your spending. You must learn one of the don't just learn how to make money, learn how to spend money. I think that those are part of the things I teach people in my seminars, my paid seminars. I will tell them, learn how to spend money, don't just learn how to make money. Many people do what they teach you is how to make money, they don't teach you how to spend money. Get it now? So, and there are things to do to avoid debt, and I'm going to share all of them one after the other. The first thing to do if you want to avoid debt is that do not borrow to spend on liabilities. As a rule of thumb, rule number one, do not borrow to spend or borrow to spend on what? Liabilities. Do not borrow or spend on liabilities. Mark my word, note it very well. Do not borrow, do not borrow, do not borrow. You are spending liabilities, maybe you earn money, that is fine. You will still learn a lesson in hard way by doing that. But when you now going to extreme that you are now borrowing, and this for borrowing is not even for investment, but accountant have teach us that there is good debt and bad debt, but I'm not going to that for now. But one thing I will tell you that people have inculcated the habit of borrowing to spend on liabilities. Is a very irresponsible way of living. Do not borrow to spend on liabilities. This is a frustrating way of living. When you start spending, this is a frustrating way of living when you start spending on liabilities that are not capable of reproducing any monetary value. And whenever you spend like this, debt is knocking at your door. See, how to avoid debt are not hard though. How to know that you will always be a debt person is that you are now borrowing to spend on liabilities. So expenses on fleet cars will attract huge fare and maintenance fee. Hope you know that when you are buying fleet of cars every day or every month or every year, I don't know at what rate you are buying cars, know that every car has fuel consumption, they have maintenance fee. Car alone, if car alone is not just luxury, sometimes to some people car are liabilities because you will spend on fuel. Some car are consuming fuel, you will spend on maintenance. Sometimes things can spoil, mechanic will collect money. Sometimes if you retire, organizer will collect money. Sometimes some can have wire issue, the electrician will rewire those, what they call themselves, they will collect their money. Sometimes you can have the car can crash somewhere, the panel beaters, all the people that they will collect their money. Sometimes you develop issue or knock engine, something like that, the automobile mechanic will collect their money. Those endless spending, they are just liabilities. And maybe the car is bringing money, car is not still a reflex. People that understand this thing knows. Real people that knows money does not spend on cars. They just have one or two cars for their convenience. The real money goes to investment because car are just pure liability. You see people park 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars at home, going nowhere, and you see that after 5 months, 6 months, 5 months, where they park the car is where it was 5, 6, 7 months, and you see that the tire begin to go flat, the engine develop issue, the mold cover the car, the mold begin to eat anything that look like fabric, that look like furniture in the car. You see a lot of termites begin to develop. It's just there. It's just the liabilities, does not bring any money, it's just there. I believe my opinion that two cars is enough. If you are wealthy, two cars, maybe maximum four. Because the reason I say this because sometimes car can develop faults, and then when the time mechanic will come or they will repair the fault, you can pick another one and go to your trip. That's normal. But time you are having 8, 9, 10 for what? How many cars will you enter at once? Except that maybe you have a convoy that are following you. If you don't have convoy, what is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cars doing your garage? It's uncomfort. It's uncalled for. So spending on liabilities are a irresponsible way of spending. So spending unnecessary on many mobile phones, electronic gadgets, or any other material that does not bring money in return are not good, are not wise decision. See, when you are spending like that, you are going to run into debt. Many people are fond of every latest phone, you will buy it. Latest. Every new iPhone, they must buy it. Every new electronic gadget in town, you will find them in their hand. And all those things they are spending on borrowing. You see, you can avoid debt too, depending on how frugal and how financially intelligent you are. It's simple. So buying electronic gadgets or material that does not bring you money, if the phone is the source of your income and you need better phone, that's quite all right. That phone is bringing you money. Agreed. But if the phone is not bringing you money, you don't have any reason to be changing phone like diapers. You don't have a reason. It's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. Years ago, there's a debate on if a young man sees money, what should he buy first? Should he buy house or should he buy a car? And that kind of question, you can't that kind of debate, you can't give a correct answer. It depends on the person that wants to buy it. Because if the way you are earning money goes around logistics, going up and down, it is wise for you to first get a car, because that's where that's where you are making the money from. And getting a car, getting that car will reduce your costs, will reduce your expenses, will make you make more money and have small savings. I will tell you to go for a car, because car is very instrumental. It's an item. It is an instrument. It's a machinery that's spending you money. But if buying a car is not where you are finding your money, you don't need a car. Go and buy a house. Go and buy your house. It's simple as that. It's simple as that. It depends on your need. So for me now, if I don't have much thing to do around movements or go, there's no need, not I want to use a car for. But if I have more to do around movements, my making money, my convenience, my everything is centered around going up and down, I'm building the car before buying a house. Yes. Yes. So the rules are not static. It depends. The rule apply depend on the personality. But that aside, concurrent expenditure on materials that yield no monetary return is a liability that can attract the spirit of debt towards life. So be cautious of what you buy. How to avoid debt is be cautious of what you are buying. Be cautious of what you are buying. So whether these materials are useful for daily living is another thing. But spending lavishly to buy multiple materials that perform the same function is a sign of this financial indiscipline and can attract demons of debt. It not only attract debt to you, it attracts demons of debt to your life. You have 3 phones, you want to buy more phones. For what? You have 3 laptops, you have to buy 2 more laptops. For what? The one you have you spending. Maybe you should dispose that one or sell it and buy a new one. I don't understand it, but accumulating the same materials that can perform the same function is financial indiscipline. And many people borrow to just acquire those things. They are not even using it. The funniest thing is that people just buy those things, but they are not even really using it. And it's really painful. It's really painful. You buy, you borrow, you're not using it. Only you having 3, 4, 5 phones, and you hardly even use more than one. And you just don't want to show that you are for what? Many of you are fond of buying clothes that you never wear. There's some clothes in your cupboard right now. There are some clothes in your cupboard. There's some clothes in your bags that you have never touched for the past 1 year. You have never worn, and yet you want to go and buy 2 more, 3 more, and yet there are clothes that they're just rotting there. That even cockroach and bedbug are started laying eggs on them. Rats are started playing on those clothes where you kept them, and then you want to buy more. Accumulating clothes, expensive ones, and you have not yet buy some clothes. You are just wearing once in a year. Yet you want to add more. For what? For what? So let me tell you, you must be cautious of what you are spending on. You have to pay attention. If you want to be free from the spirit of debt, you must be paying attention to what you are. It's very, very important. Be paying attention to what you are spending on. Pay attention. Pay attention. Because in your not paying attention to it, you are unconsciously inviting them to your life. And the second way to be free or to avoid debt is do not borrow or spend to impress people. Never do it. The second thing I'm going to tell you, do not borrow or spend to impress people. Don't do it. It's a trap. And this is where many young people are now right now. They borrow to spend just to impress people. Me too, I'm there. Me too. We can spend. People go to clubs. They lavishly spend money, and they knew that's their salary, and they carry it foolishly, enter club and spray it on guests that they never even know. Just because one DJ and one hype man is calling their name, so they feel motivated, they feel egoistic, they massage their ego, so they feel pompous, and then they're just praying everywhere, and they knew that as those hype man finish hyping them, they go back home, they are going back to go and suffer, to go and drink garri, to go and eat miserable food, because the money that's supposed to sustain them for a longer period have been lavishly spent in one night under 3 hours. People work for 30 days, sweat, and spray it away under 3 hours in club, just to impress people that you don't even know. You may not even see them again. You see, the ability to spend, oh my goodness, the ability to spend in order to mark a mindset, or in order to mark in the midst of people, or to impress your fellow brethren, is unnecessary suffering that has no reward. Impressing people with your big spending will only result to a life of frustration and self-regret, because those people you impressed last time will never be there for you when you are suffering for your stupidity. They will never be there. In fact, it never concern them. Many Christians are suffering today because of unnecessary spending that is aimed at impressing people. Meanwhile, with proper financial plan, the little they have can sustain them and their family for months. But they blow it off in one day as a means to show off, to classify themselves among big spenders in town. And at the end of the day, they themselves and their immediate family will suffer for that stupidity after the public super show. You see that now? Especially if you are a family person, the money that your wife your children supposed to use to maintain themselves, you blow it up to feel like a big spender at home, but feel like that at club or wherever you are, but at home you are a foolish and irresponsible father and husband figure, both to your own and society. If you borrow to impress people, you can't be far from poverty. You can't be far from poverty. You are always, if you are in poverty, you are now become siblings. You are now romanticized together. You are now on the same level. You are you are now on the same page. You get it now. You are poverty now. You are now you get it now. You are now party for life, pending to impress people. For what reason? You have no business pending to never do it. People say you are stingy. Tell them yes, you are. I don't even have any God to even spend to impress you. What will I? Do I even know you? And even if I impress you, what is the result? What will I gain from it? Nothing. Just to hurt myself to please you. It's uncalled for. It's just uncalled for. I don't even need it. It's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. So don't spend to impress people at any circumstance or any level. Number 3, do not borrow to live a luxurious lifestyle. Oh my God. Living an extravagant life on the foundation of debt is a chronic malady, a little time of pleasure that ended up a perpetual life of pain, in a perpetual life of pain and sorrow. Is not a life that can consciously build wealth from the scratch. It is against the law of prosperity when you are living far beyond your worth. It is against the law of prosperity, it is against the law of wealth, living far beyond your worth. Whenever a man is living beyond his worth, it means that he has to borrow to meet up to the desired standard of extravagant life he wanted. And this will end up in debt. It is good for a man to cut his clothes according to his capacity. So blowing off borrowed money to live a lifestyle you cannot sustain is like giving an invitation to the spirit of debt to attend your close gate party. So when you are borrowing and you are blowing off, just to make sure that you are living large, you arrive, you are odogu or odogures. I tell you, and I lie not. You are inviting, you are sending invitation to poverty. As they say, poverty, come, I have a close gate party. Come and attend. That's what you are trying to do. So have a proper financial plan, both on short term and long term basis, and live on the little you have. Do not plan your finances on borrowed money and then be contented. Be careful not to attract the spirit of wantonness to meet with your finances, and as a result of your desire to live an extravagant life that your finances cannot sustain. You see, many people, the reason why they are inside debt is not because of anything. It's because that they live they live and borrow on they live to borrow on extravagant lifestyle. Extravagant lifestyle that I know that I'm not up to this, but I want to feel what at my level, what am I finding in a mansion of $20 million? I can't avoid it. And if in the future I can afford it, I will cut my clothes to my sizes. But living an extravagant lifestyle just to feel among of big spender is a foolish way of spending. A very foolish way of spending. A very foolish way of spending. And I'm not lying to you. Many people are on this table. Many people, they are on this table. And for me, I've told many people of finances. I've told them, you see, extravagant lifestyle is good. You know, people want to live up to the pleasure of their life. It's good. But when you can't afford it, go and sit down somewhere. Expensive vacations, exotic cars, luxurious houses, flashy wristwatches, expensive gadgets that you know that you can't afford, but you want to keep buying them. I'm telling you, you are going to end up in poverty and end up poor. You are. You can't escape it. You can't. No matter how much you try, you can't escape it. You can't just escape poverty. You can't escape debt. So when you are borrowing to live an extravagant life, you and poverty will kiss each other one day, sooner or later. 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 Then the fourth way to avoid debt is do not spend more than what you earn. Oh my God. Oh my God. I so much love this. I so much love this. Do not, it sounds like a principle and also it sounds like a warning. Don't try it. Don't spend beyond what you earn. And there is a proper way to do that. Have a structured financial plan. I will soon be there in my subsequent video. Have a structured financial plan. Days, week, months. One of the simplest way to not to spend beyond what you are earning is setting financial budget. You sit down with yourself. How much am I earning per month? I'm earning 100,000. Fine. That is my total income per month. You sit down. 100,000 divided by 30. That should be around 3,300 and something like that. Now, if you check that, you're going to see that averagely per day, you are entitled to spend nothing more around 3,300, depending on your income. That means anything that will make you spend beyond that will affect one day or 2 days. So you can attempt to blow up 10,000 in one day. Just know that 2 days will suffer for it. And as you keep blowing up more money like that, if you keep blowing 10,000 every day like that, you are going to leave the gap of not having money to fuel another day inside the same month of 30 days. That means to now live up for the remaining months you don't have money, you need to borrow. That's logic. That means every day I have to spend 3,300 per week. How much is that? 3,700 is 21. That's you have to spend around 21,000 to 23,000 in between. That's what you are entitled to every week. You get it now? So that is how not to spend. That means if you even blow 10,000 in a day, but know that your financial goal for the week is 25,000. So you can't go beyond 25,000. So anything that make you blow 25,000 in a week means that you are going to spend beyond your means. And people are not careful around these things because they don't understand financial goals. And when you are spending beyond what you are earning, borrowing is inevitable. And when you borrow, what do you enter? Debt. Simple. So if you borrow, you now have to wait for the month to end. When salary comes, you have to first return the money back to the lender. Then you are going to live on the remaining that is in your hand, which I know that it will not be enough for sustaining for the woman. And when you finish blowing up that one too in an improper way, you need to borrow again, and the cycle continues. Keep recycling yourself because you have not learned how to live below your means. There's nobody who enter debt whatsoever easily like people who spend beyond what they are earning. I've seen many people like that. They spend foolishly beyond what they are earning. It used to amaze me a lot because I find them amazing that how come people, you know that this is what I'm earning and you end up blowing money anyhow, living a life that you know that you can't afford. All these are just simple financial wisdom. There's no at that level, there's no demon anywhere. You are just deceiving yourself. Deceiving yourself totally, straight up. Deceiving yourself. So you must learn not to do not spend more than what you earn. It's a financial law principle and also a straight warning to you. Don't spend. Don't spend. And the best way to do it is what I just explained earlier. Make sure that you have proper financial goals. Know what you earn and divide your means around it. Know what, if you want to spend more, you have to earn more. That is the goal. Oh, that if I were divided my money by 30 days, that what I spend per day is too small. That is now called for you to now financially sit down again and find multiple scheme of income. What will now fetch more money? If you want to spend more, you have to earn more. Not to be spending beyond what you are earning. You want to spend more, you need to earn more. You want to spend more, you need to earn more. You want to spend more, you need to earn more. You want to spend more, you need to earn more. So if you are not ready to earn more, you are not eligible to spend more. And if you dare to spend more, just know that what is knocking at your door is just poverty and debt. That's just the vibe. You just be dancing in your house. Debt, poverty, debt. It will be written all over your face like your wrinkle that you are in debt, because worry and lack of peace of mind will not allow you to rest. Because people who are in debt don't always have peace of mind, especially when it's time for them to pay back and the lender is knocking on their door. They don't have peace of mind. They can't sleep well at night, and that lack of peace alone which will tell on your face. So why are you putting yourself in an endless, most embarrassing situation ever? Why you can just divine yourself and find a way around it. And when you see that what you are spending per day is too small for the kind of person you are, then you have to sit down and find a way to earn more. That's why teaching on investment, teaching on multitude of income, they are so important to every man's life. Very, very important. So you have to what? Spend below your means. Don't spend beyond what you earn. And the last one, don't spend more than your mind. Don't spend more than your mind. People will not get this, but I will try as much as possible to explain it. If you are spending beyond your mind, it says one thing. It's just talking about financial indiscipline. You are not frugal. And what does that mean? That people, when they go to market and they want to buy something, some are that financial discipline. They need to write what they want to buy in the market. This amount, this amount, this amount, this amount, and they have their budget, and they have the paper, and they go to the market. And what is their hand is exactly what they want to buy in the market. Now, there are chances that price may vary, it may increase and it may decrease. That one you can't because of market fluctuation. That's aside. But the moment you now go to the market, you do not plan to buy shoe. You do not plan to buy maybe one clothes, you see, but because you saw the clothes that it was so beautiful, the shoe was so beautiful, and then you now ask, you now say just this few amount, and then you now say and then you just bring that money and pay. What you just did that you are spending out of your mind, because those are not part of your budget before you left home. As people like that, as people who spend out of their mind when in the market, the moment they sight things that are very beautiful, they don't want to care what they are going to buy. I've never seen in disciplined financial people like people who spend like that. I used to amazed at their spending. If I find something beautiful in the market, I have to go back home. There's nothing wrong in going to the market or going to a place, you find something beautiful and you want to buy it. Relax. Let your mind be in your head. Let your mind be in your heart. Let your brain be working. Don't spend beyond your brain. Just buy what you go to market for. Go back home. How much is that thing? They are giving the amount. Go back home. Sit down. If I go for this thing, what are the consequences of it on my finances? How will I? You do I need to strategize my financial plan to accommodate this I want to buy? Don't just carry money and just spend immediately. No. Go back home, sit down. Tell the person, I'm coming back for this shoe, if it's a shoe, I'm coming back for this clothes, I'm coming back for this gadgets, everything. I want to buy it, but not now. But don't know that I'm coming. Go back home, sit down. Draw a plan. If I pull out this money, what are the going to suffer for the consequence of this money I want to spend? You have to sit down. You see, every decision has consequences, and you can only choose your decision, but you can't choose the consequences. You can't. You can't. Everybody has power to follow whatever it is they want to do, but you don't have power to choose your consequences. It will always come at a bigger rate. So you sit down. Okay, this thing, if I buy it, what will happen to me? What will happen to my remaining savings? What will happen to the money in my hand? Will money be enough if I buy this thing? And the moment you sat down and you see that the money will not be enough, relax. The next thing we are going to do is that we are going to put that thing you want to buy into the plan for the following month. Look at logic now. I want to buy this in only month. You have to arrange funds for it. That as salary is coming in, my income coming in for next month, this thing I'm buying it. Then maybe you are going to adjust your spending between. You're going to adjust your feeding allowance. You're going to adjust your transport allowance. You're going to adjust your friend that you visit. You are used to spend here every weekend. You're going to adjust those things. You adjust things to accommodate what you want to spend, so that many things will not suffer the consequence of just spending anyhow. That means if I spend 20,000 on food, maybe I can reduce it to 15,000 and manage myself around it. I've given 5,000 naira. Maybe if I switch to spend 10,000 on buying credit or airtime or data, I have to reduce it to 5,000. That means I have 5,000 again. That frugality, that financial IQ, you understand? It will save you a lot of embarrassment in your financial work. It will make you financially stable. You will be running up and down, borrowing money to fuel what you can even afford by yourself. If you can sit down with yourself and do a proper thorough work with your finances, all these things is just financial discipline. That's how to avoid. You don't to enter there to buy what you want. They are beautiful, I agree. You want them, I agree. But you need to enter there to buy it. No, you don't. I found a ritual that I want to buy it. I love it, I agree. I want to buy it, I agree. Do I need to enter there to buy it? No, you don't need it. What just need to sit down, drag a proper plan, and adjust some spending around it, and you accommodate what you want. It's simple. You not even enter debt whatsoever. And even that one you want to buy, you know that 1 month adjustment of money cannot buy that thing. Then save for it. Okay, this year I need it. How much can I save for it? I can save for 6 months. I can save for 3 months to buy what I want. If that's those are financially intelligent, proper plan. Okay, I saw a new phone gadget that my friend are buying. As at now, I can't afford it, but I can save up for it, or I can adjust my spending for the next few months for it. Simple. I don't enter debt. I don't go and borrow. Don't borrow to go and spend on liabilities. It's a no-no. It's a no-no. It's a no-no. Everything I bought, gadgets, I'm using TV, all those things, they come on the platform of what I don't borrow to buy them. I don't even need to. There's no need for it. I don't have that pressure. I don't have that pressure. I don't pressurize myself to go and buy gadget things. Moreover, most of those things will not even fetch me money. So why would I even borrow and go and buy them in the first place? You know, it's quite alright when the ones what to buy will fetch you money. You know, I still believe that one way or the other, the thing will still will still pay you the money back. You know, that was quite understandable in some financial aspect. There's a room for that, especially in a proper accounting way. They call it good debt. But at some extent, people entering debt for liabilities, and even those liabilities that go to give you money, but because you like it and love it and you want to use that thing, you can save for it, you can adjust your spending for it to accommodate those things. The human wants, according to economics, is insatiable, and human soul always want to satisfy with what their eyes see. It's called the loss of the eyes. But one thing you must learn is that don't spend without your mind. Put your mind at work whenever you are spending. Put your mind at work whenever you are spending. Learn to put your mind at work whenever you are spending. It's very, very important. You see, don't run a cat race. You see, one of the things that this financial series thing will do to you is that it will not first point you to money first. My own job is just to give you a financial mindset. If you have learned how to run out of trouble, how to fix yourself, how to maneuver finances to make sure that everything is being accommodated without hurting you or without having any hole to go and borrow, I can tell you are almost 70% close to financial stability. Because once you are financially stable, I'm telling you, your next phase is financial freedom. And when you enter financial freedom, you are done. You are already on your pathway to wealth. You are done. But you can't talk about financial freedom once you are not first financially stable. And the only way to financially stable is when you have your own way to dabble around financing without having any need to even borrow or enter debt or go and collect something on credit or pay small that rubbish that demonic thing people do. You know, I've been there before, so I can tell you how this thing hurts. Loans, pay small for things, you don't need it. Outright buying. In fact, I tell people that pay small for gadgets, take loan for gadgets. Don't do it. I've done it before. I've been in this trap many years ago, so I know what I'm talking about. It's a very dangerous trap, because the moment you pay for that thing, either you pay small or you do this, and then the thing enter your hand, to now continue payment will now become difficult. So once the thing is not outright buying, I'm not interested. I'm not really interested. I'm not really interested. I know I've been involved in all these things for many years, so I know how those systems work. It's a brutal experience. If you want to have if you want to if you want to know how the thing work, come and hear the part of my story. Don't try it. 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 Anything that does not accommodate outright buying, relax. Find your find system around your income to accommodate it. Don't spend out of your mind. Don't spend out of your financial budget. Don't spend out of inferiority complex, pressure. Don't need it. And if you don't have greed, you will know that there are some things that you don't even need to spend upon. You don't just need them. As at every level of human level, there are level of resources that your status can accommodate. Stay within your lane. And as your income increases, then you know that you are now eligible to have some things in your life by also applying the Parkinson law. Remember the Parkinson law. You see, one of the signs that you are now eligible to have certain things, items, gadgets, cars, and your life is when your finances, your income begin to increase. When your income begin to increase and you are still living at the same level you are living, those extra income will go into savings that will fetch you more money, or investment that will fetch you money that will now make you afford things that you can't afford before. That is why first thing a man must go for is to make sure that he first have one stable source of income that is stable. Then you can go for another one. Then another one. I will still teach us on multiple streams of income, because what people are doing today is multiple stream of problem. They have not found one stable income. They want to figure out another one. One has not yet stable. Yet they are into 3, 4, 5 different investments. You're going to kill yourself. None of them will actually work because they have not been stabilized. Find one, stable it. Find structure and system around it. Let it work without you. Let it be stabilized. Then go for others. Stabilize it. Let it work without you. Go for others. That's how to work multiple streams of income. It's not about throwing money here and there. Except you are buying stock, or you are doing fixed deposit. There's nothing again that can sustainable in any that we call multiple stream of income. But I'm not there for today. But one thing I'm telling you is that you should always learn how to spend by carrying your mind along. If I spend this money, what are the consequences? Does it have any consequences on my finances negatively? If no, if yes, stop. If no, then go ahead. But don't stand up one day and blow up money, unrighteously blow up money like a prodigal son, and then you believe in your heart that you're not going to pay for it later. It's not possible. So, for a recap, don't spend to impress people. Don't spread on luxurious or extravagant lifestyle. Don't spend to impress people. Don't spend to live a luxurious lifestyle. Don't spend to more than what you are earning, and don't spend without your mind. Don't, in fact, your journey starts from don't spend more than what you are earning. So if you have categorically find your way around that, it will be very easy for you to obey the remaining 4 steps. Once you have learned how to spend below that, no matter what happens, you are not going to spend outside the box. Then you have conquered yourself, and you have become most financial disciplined person ever. That if money will go out of your hand for a thing, it has to be for a reasonable financial planning reasons, not just I don't want to spend anyhow, I just feel like spending anyhow. No. Although I will still teach us on spending, but on how to spend, because in your spending you capture God, your spending you capture parents, your spending you capture yourself, you capture your loved ones, you capture your family, you help people. There are categories on how to spend, but and there are ways to allot money to those areas. I will teach us if I have the opportunity to. But what I want to establish for today is that spending at length as well as learning how to what make money. So these are the 5 things to avoid debt. These are the 5 things to avoid debt. And then my next video, I'm going to share with us on how to go out of debt. So for many of you who have been inside one debt or the other, there is still a way out for you. And I will say this as we embark for that next video. Please calm down. Whatsoever the debt you are entering or you have entered, or you want to go out from, there is a way, both in God and in financial principles. And the first way to go out of debt is not first panic. You first sit down and follow up all financial principles that is meant for stabilizing you, and make sure. And I will soon be there, because one of the things to make you stabilize and have your way against debt is that how to go out of debt is first stabilizing your income and make sure that you don't enter more debt. Just first make sure that anything that regards debt, you are done with it. Anything that regards debt. The people want to go out of debt and they enter more debt. That's foolish way. So they want to, maybe their time elapses because of you have to pay up for this one. So they have to borrow somewhere again to pay, and to buy time another place where they borrow. If people do like that, so when they borrow from this one, maybe it's for 3 months time of borrowing. So when the time allows, they go and borrow for somebody, and probably they'll go and pay back after 2 months. So if you fix this one and then finding another way, knowing that they have to pay this one in the next 2 months. So they are just borrowing, fixing, borrowing more to just buy time for themselves and fix themselves up. All those funny things that people do. But my own regard is that stable income, proper financial planning, and not going into debt again are the reason why people will avoid debt. And also, the reason I'm saying this ahead of time is because avoiding debt is as important as, more than even going to debt, or more than coming out of debt. Because if you avoid debt, you don't have to explain what debt means. But if you have entered debt, you now need to come out of debt. So my next video is how to come out of debt. But coming out of debt also, you must be teach alongside how to avoid debt next time, so that what make you enter the trap of debt will not make you enter it again, so that you not know what to you now know what to avoid, not to enter the same trap. Because as you are coming out of debt, if you don't know how to avoid debt, you're going to enter the same debt again, either consciously or unconsciously. Maybe what make you enter debt because of what you teach today, maybe because you spend more than what you earn, is what make you enter debt. And then we now teach you how to go out of debt. Do you know that if you don't learn how to avoid debt, you are also going to enter the same debt again, because you have not learned how to avoid debt, and you are going to enter debt either consciously or unconsciously. So the two goes hand in hand. So as you are teaching today on how to avoid debt, also mark it at the back of your mind that you must also learn how to what? Come out of debt and stay away from debt as quickly as possible. Anybody who is serious about financial stability, financial freedom, building wealth, and then financially okay, they know that debt is a no-go area for their lives and for their financial journey. And I believe that in today's lecture, you have understand how to come out of debt. So if you have any questions or something is not so much clear to you, or you have something around finances you want me to talk about, just do well to drop your comments under the comment box. State it there, and our next video is going to capture those areas. I'm going to explain them uh, more comprehensively and more intelligently so that we can understand what we were working on and what we want to do. So I believe that we have our value for time, and next and tomorrow we are going to talk about how to go out of debt. So if you are in one debt or the other, glue to this screen, subscribe, comment, share, and I will see you tomorrow, same time, on how to go out of debt. So from now to next time I see you, thank you. God bless you. See you next time. Bye bye.